Alright guys, so today we are going to be drilling into the menu system in Hogwarts Legacy, kind of going through all of the various functionalities in it, where everything is located. Obviously we've just started to scratch the surface, but it's quite clear this is a very big game. It is an RPG after all, and much like most RPGs, it does have quite an involved menu system with a ton of options and a ton of data in a lot of different places. The field guide that we get to kind of track everything is kind of our main functionality here, so we can access all of the areas within the field guide just by hitting back or start on the Xbox controller. Of course, I'm on console, so the first thing I want to drill into is the gear section here, and you'll see it gives all of our gloves, our face, our hat, our cloaks, our scarves, our uniforms underneath, as well as on the left you'll see the wand handles, and then we have two locked sections here over to the right. So those don't apply to as far as we've made it so far, but in here there's a ton of data. Up on the left it shows you what level you are, kind of your progress, as well as how many galleons you have. And as we go through, kind of the same logic applies all the way down. So I drill first into gloves here, and you'll see that I have multiple different gloves. If you hover over, you can see exactly what the stats are. It pops up in the middle there. It'll tell you the level in the little Hogwarts emblem. So you can tell immediately, hey, if I put this item on, it's going to give me higher stats or lower stats, because it'll be green or it will be red. And it will also tell you the rarity as well as the trait slots. Now, I have not played around with trait slots yet, but I am sure that it's going to add some customization to the items. You know, as we're leveling up, we're still low level. I didn't see the need to go down that path just yet. Once we get the later game, it will probably make sense, but we keep finding better gear with almost everything we do at this point right now. So we've got, three different types of gloves here. Even though the purple ones are higher rarity, they're lower level. So I have the black ones equipped currently in the middle that are technically a lower tier, but the same logic applies all the way down. If we look at our head coverings, it's the exact same thing, and it's a good example here of the different item rarities in the game: green, blue, purple, orange. At least that I've found up to this point, that is from lowest to highest. So we can jump right in and look and see the exact same data all the way down the list. It applies, to the hats, it applies to the glasses, all the way down. So we've got a bunch of stuff that we're not going to use, obviously, because it's lower tier, and we can, of course, sell that for galleons at a vendor, or we could break it down, if we're traveling and we run out of space, because you are on a limited amount of gear slots for total gear you can hold. But the same logic applies all the way down. It doesn't matter what piece of gear you're checking out, the exact same logic applies. Okay, moving over to the next tab over, you can do it with the bumpers or manually select it by just drilling into the first tier of the field guide. We've got our inventory slots effectively, and it's got different classifications there. On the left, there's those three circles, so you can hover over and see exactly what it is that we have in our inventory, what we have unlocked. And of course, if you want to go back and refresh your memory on various things you've picked up, obviously I have a map there, I have the arithmancy key codes, so these are things that I will come back to as I'm doing different quests. I can go back and read letters that I found, and of course at the bottom there, this is where we have kind of our consumable and crafting items that we found out in the world. So right now I've just got three different types. I've got the moonstone, the toadstools, and some Wiggenweld potions, but that's where you can go and see exactly how much and how many of what you need for various crafting. If we toggle over to the collections tab, this has a ton of different sub-tabs in it, so it's going to function all the same way. Tools, it's going to show us exactly what we do and what we don't have unlocked. So we have unlocked the ability to use Wiggenweld potions and Eridus. Obviously there's some missing, and it doesn't matter what we click on here. It's going to give us the information, show us exactly what we found out of it, and a ton of question marks, things that we have yet to discover. So as we're playing and we're getting more things unlocked, it's going to constantly be popping up with an exclamation mark as we're looking at it that says, hey, here's some new data. And we will see it quite clearly marked with the check mark, and we just hover over to clear out the notification, and that is going to get everything updated. And then we can scroll through. Also, you'll notice it tells you different areas. There's Hogwarts, there's Hogsmeade, there's the Highlands. So it just depends on where you are, but it keeps track of everything you've discovered in the various areas. Obviously, we can see there's a ton of question marks here, so I am assuming that it's going to take a while to get through this game. Already, it seems like it's going to be a pretty big game, not just a sit-down, quick playthrough done in a weekend play session. It doesn't seem that way. Now, traits works the exact same way. You can see right now I don't have any unlocked, so I can't really render an opinion on that yet, but again, the same rules apply. And question marks for things that we don't know, and if we had any unlocked, we would see it with a check mark next to it. Wand handles, the exact same logic, though it's in a couple different sections. It looks like some are related to environment, and some are vendors, and some are related to quests. The same is true as we go down through all of these subsections. So anywhere that you're looking to try to find, hey, do I have this unlocked? Do I have that unlocked? Did I find this? Did I find that? Especially if you're going for 100% game completion as I am, this is where you'll be able to track your progress. Ingredients, these are all of the different crafting parts we have again, and you'll notice there's 3 that were in one section, but here there's a lot more in this section. So I have discovered more than the 3 I have on me. It's just that I only have the 3 parts on me at the moment. So, it kind of depends on if you want to look and see, oh, I found these, I didn't find these, that's where you do it. Brooms, obviously, we're going to be able to fly, which will be hugely useful, and I presume making traversing this giant game much simpler. Then in the challenges, this is a very cool section because it yet again breaks it down by multiple different types, but you can see based on different challenge types, it pops up these little bars, and you want to check that often. If you see an exclamation mark on the challenges, drill in, because you'll have to go in to accept your reward once you've completed it. So that next tier there says 2 of 6. Once I complete 4 more of those, there's going to be an exclamation that pops on this in the log, and I can go in and clear it and then claim that visual change. The same holds true, of course, as we roll through all of the sections. So basically the menu system here, it's pretty big and there's a lot of data, but it uses the exact same logic no matter what it is you're looking at. So just take your time, poke through it, make sure when you see the exclamation marks that pop up say, hey, you've unlocked this, you've done that, that you drill into it and that you actually do claim your rewards. So if you wanted to change or get access to any of them, you would have them there. The next thing I want to do is pull up the map. Now, when you're looking directly at Hogwarts, there's those little flags, and those flags are kind of the drill into this part of the castle. Down there at the bottom where you see that yellow kind of Hogwarts shield, that is an active kind of story main quest, and no matter how many of those you have, they're going to show up in yellow, so you can always use them kind of as a travel point. But if you drill into the flag, you'll see the little flames. If it's black, you haven't unlocked that fast travel point yet. If it's green, you have, and it will be available to you. So that is the Flu network. So once we drill into any of them, we can pick any of these different green Flu networks and fast travel straight to the location in question, which Hogwarts being obviously quite large, this will come very much in handy. And again, just like everything else, the exact same logic and rules apply. It doesn't matter how many of the little black flags you click on and then drill into the new sections of the world map. The same logic applies across the board. Okay, so moving over to the quest tab, this is, again, has a big running list on the left, and the very top option will show you everything in a single screen. That's all quest types, mains, and sides. So you can scroll through. The ones with the yellow crest are main kind of story quests, Everything else underneath it is going to be kind of side quests that you've picked up from various other NPCs. But this is where you can track exactly what it is you need to do to complete them. And you can also track them on the map by hitting A. And you can untrack it if you want to swap the quest. And you can also hover over and it will show you where the location is for the quest in question. So that, in tandem with being able to use fast travel network points on the main map, will make getting your quests done much simpler. Of course, some are going to be further away. If, say, we have to travel into the Forbidden Forest, that's a little further trek. If we have to go to Hogsmeade, we know that's further outside of Hogwarts. But that's where you can track all the various and separate quest types all the way down the line. And if you want to see them all, it defaults to the very top, or you can scroll through types in the middle. And the very bottom is where you can track your total quest progression. Next over there is going to be kind of the outpost section in the game. This is where people that will send you messages, effectively it's quest starting points. It pops up on the screen, it'll say, oh, you got mail from the owl, and then you can see, oh, hey, this person has this type of quest, and then you just find them on the map, interact, and you can start another sub-quest line. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to show you is back on the map section. You'll notice over here that it has an active quest line tagged with a yellow marker, and we are that purple arrow. But say we don't want to drop tracking that, but we want to detour, do something else. Say I want to unlock that Flu Network fast travel. Well, you can still tag that and keep the active quest line on there, and then follow the purple bead in lieu of the yellow bead. So it's as simple as that. If you want to try to move about, unlock different things in game, it doesn't have to be a fast travel point in Hogwarts. It could be any point of interest. You have that option available to you with the map. It's very easy. So we can follow the line. Of course, we can always drill into a new section of the castle and see if we have a closer fast travel point unlocked already to make our journey to our new target quicker. And hovering over, we just hit X. If we're in Hogwarts with the Flu Network fast travel that's green that we have unlocked, we just hit X, and that will complete and load us right to where we told it. And you'll see on the little radar on the bottom, it immediately starts showing us our path of travel that we selected again. So all you have to do is follow the dots all the way down until you hit your target in question. Okay, the next thing that I wanted to mention was, again, as we're exploring the castle and places we have yet to be, don't forget to use Revelio so you can try to have the best chance of unlocking as many secrets as you can as you're traversing. Left on the D-pad, and objects that are important will show up in blue. Now, you'll see these statues all over Hogwarts. Effectively, there's a specific spell they want you to cast on them. Don't want to give too many spoilers, but that's how you deal with these statues to get the pages that you're looking for. It doesn't tell you what the spell is, so you'll just have to go through your arsenal randomly, cast it at the statue in question, and then if you have the right spell, if you know the spell in question, you'll be able to cast it and then interact with it. Of course, to change your spells, all we have to do is hit right on the D-pad on the Xbox, and then you hover over the spell in question, pull in the right trigger, and then it will pop up with the ABXY, and then you hit the corresponding button with the new spell you would like to slot in. So on this one, for instance, I want to swap in Reparo in lieu of the Disillusionment Charm. I would just hover over and then change it by hitting the appropriate button to override it. So B in this case. And then we can change the one above it. Say I want to try Levioso. Since the other one on the bottom A didn't work, then we just back out, cast again, and voila. We guessed correctly on that one. So now we have our page revealed, and it's as simple as that. I don't want to give away too many secrets in the early parts of the game, but certainly when we go through on collectible hunting and 100% completion, I will have full guides for all of these for anybody interested. Alright, the next thing I want to show you guys is in Hogsmeade Village. So if we pull up the map, we'll notice up top that we're standing in Hogwarts now, but we have options for swapping to the full world map or the Hogwarts map, or indeed the Hogsmeade map. So if I hover over Hogsmeade, you'll see I've been there, so I have different fast travel points. So I'm just going to pick one from inside Hogwarts, pick a fast travel point over in Hogsmeade Village, and it's going to immediately fast travel me straight to Hogsmeade. So no need to go back and forth. The Flu Network fast travel points, you can see them all on the map to unlock them, and just go exploring. You'll find a ton of stuff. But what I wanted to specifically show you here is what happens when you're all out of gear slots. You'll see it just popped up red, hey, you don't have any slots available. Well, you need to go talk to a vendor to offload your gear. Yes, we could break it down just by going into the gear menu, picking the item, and holding down the related stick, but it's much better if we get money for the items that we don't want. So vendors, any vendor that actually has a purchase and sale option between them is going to do the trick. So I am just going to run over to the closest vendor who is open. I tried Ollivander's, you can't actually sell stuff to him. So I ran over to Pippin, the potions shopkeep, and now we will be able to come straight over. If we toggle with the right bumper, it pulls up all of our gear. And if it's lower tier anyway, I'm not going to use it, so you just hold down A on each individual item. Yeah, unfortunately, there's not a sell all or tag all as junk or tag all to sale, so you have to do this one by one. But it's kind of checks and balances, I guess, to make sure you don't get rid of something you actually wanted to keep. And it tells you how many galleons you'll get for selling each piece. And yeah, quick way to boost your income here in game, guys. Just when your gear is full and you need to offload, run to the town and sell it. Get the money out of it. Don't just break it down. That's the best advice I could give. And of course, we can scroll through all of our gear again if we wanted to change anything up after just having gone gear centric. Okay guys, well that is pretty much the main key points in the menu system and where everything is, how to interact with it, how to track items, how to get money out of items you don't need, how to clear up space, where to go, how to track quests, how to travel about the place. It's a big game, guys. There's a lot to learn. Obviously, everybody's jumping into it brand new. But yeah, this is a really fun one. Every time I jump in for another play session, I'm really enjoying what this game is about. It looks fantastic, and it really gets you immersed, feeling like you're in that wizarding world. Guys, I hope that you find today's kind of tutorial video useful, and don't forget, Revelio, Revelio, Revelio. When you're in a new place, just cast it. There's a lot that you'll be able to quickly see and head straight for. Of course, as we unlock more abilities and upgrade our characters, more will be available to us. But that's going to do it for today's video, guys. I appreciate you checking in. We will catch you on the next one.